Good evening, I'm Camden Cohn, and our sports ticker is brought to you by the 1890 Initiative. Husker Volleyball added more firepower to their future today as Ryan Hunter, a 6'2" left-handed opposite hitter out of Charlotte, committed to the Big Red via social media earlier this afternoon. In her high school sophomore season, she managed 338 kills with a .236 hitting percentage to go along with 54 blocks, 163 digs, and 72 aces in 86 sets. Hunter's commitment to NU rounds out the 2025 recruiting class. Also in Husker happenings today, the most anticipated softball schedule has been released for the fall exhibition season. Fans will have the opportunity to see the new squad play 9 times at Bullen Stadium in September and October, including matchups with Nebraska-Omaha, Creighton, Colorado State, and South Dakota. Husker fans do not need a ticket to attend the games. More information can be found on Huskers.com. Turning to men's hoops, head coach Fred Hoiberg announced several new additions and promotions to the Husker basketball support staff for the upcoming season. Peyton Borders was promoted to recruiting coordinator and Michael Bania to video coordinator. Joining the NU staff is Andrew McCabe and a trio of graduate managers in Justin Moore, Nahilo Ibarra, and Joey St. Pierre. And finally, in Major League Baseball today, some finals from earlier. The Braves rallied to beat the Diamondbacks 7-5. The Brewers shut out the Phillies 4-0. The Reds topped the Giants 5-1. The Blue Jays held the Padres scoreless 4-0. The White Sox defeated the Mets 6-2. Tigers defeated the Royals 3-0, and the Mariners shut out the Twins 5-0. Our sports ticker is sponsored by the 1890 Initiative. Do you want to support Husker student athletes through name, image, and likeness? If so, visit 1890nebraska.com. Now, get ready for a full 2 hours of Sports Nightly right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Snap back, take the handoff, throw it in the flat. Williams makes a catch, trying to get away from Quinn. Newsom drops the football, and the Huskers have it at the 23. Williams just flat dropped it, and Newsom was there to pick it up.
Yeah, too busy being busy.
In motion now is Brown into the backfield. And he races clear to the far sideline. Back to throws to Vito. He gets hit. Little. It's a sack. Huskers get another sack at the 22-yard line. Isaac Gifford came off the edge. His first sack of the year.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
Thank you. Well, here we are, our final show of the week. We're going to have our last Best of Friday tomorrow, and then it's full go because 6 weeks from tonight, we're in Minneapolis. Let's go. 42 days.
42 days. I saw that the live countdown on Huskers.com. It was, man, it's crazy. It's here. It's there.
Saw some of the coaches today in the building. They're kind of filtering back in town.
And some getting to do some work with the players right now, right?
They are starting to get after it a little bit. Meeting rooms. Now, the players are actually given the chance to get out of here for about a week because their last summer weight session, I think, was this afternoon. And they need it. One chance. Some kids won't be able to go home, too far to go home, but the ones that can, in a couple of hours, get home, get away from here, clear your head, and get ready.
Because it's been a grind of a summer. I mean,
Sure
they
has.
have been attacking the weight room. They've been doing a bunch of community service, trying to build that chemistry and brotherhood because, you know, talking with players and coaches over the last couple weeks, Corey Campbell, one of the biggest things that they wanted to get done, which is what Coach Rule said to me immediately after the spring game, is that now it's about building that brotherhood, and it needs to be a player-led team. It needs to go from a coach-led team to a player-led team. And so you're seeing some really strategic efforts in order to build that so that this team can be a player-led team and build the locker room and all of that. So it's been a lot that they've had to do. So give them a little bit of a break before they move into the dorms, and it is full speed ahead in fall camp.
That's so hilarious. They're going to the dorms. I just think that's incredible. You see it all the time at the NFL level.
Yeah.
College, not so much. I'm sure there's some other places that do it, but it has not been done here. I think it's cool.
Yeah, and you can monitor everything, and not even just, you know, living together and the distractions, but also making sure that they're eating right and they're taking care of their body and they're refueling properly and getting the amount of sleep that they need. I mean, it's just easier to monitor to make sure that they are at their absolute best and peak performance. I mean, we've been hearing from the nutrition staff every week, and so you're getting a feel for how important that is. And Coach Rule and Kristen Coggin and her nutrition staff that are directly involved with football have their own direct plan for what needs to be in place for football and attacking football. And so just they're at check-in every day to make sure that they're coming to go eat lunch every day, and that everything is so important to making sure that they're at their peak performance. And so it just also makes that easier to monitor too when they're all under one roof as well.
Yeah. So it's getting close, getting exciting. We're going to hear from linebackers coach Rob Dvoracek in a little bit. I can't wait. We're going to give our thoughts too on that linebacking core. But
his premiere, right, on the Huskers Radio Network?
He did not. We did not get him in after, because he was one of the last guys added to the staff.
Yes. Yep.
So it was the first time he'd been in our studio. So we'll break it down with him, and then I want to have you and I do a dive into that group. I think there's some real talent, and there's a lot of them, as you'll hear from the coach coming up here.
Which is a nice change compared to last year where they didn't have enough.
That's right. That's exactly right. Now, some of those guys have been injury prone. Luke, Nick have both had injury problems in their career. You've got to keep them healthy. And I think you keep them healthy by maybe limiting the number of snaps they take. And there might be enough depth where they don't have to play 60 snaps every week.
I think they've done that. I think they have absolutely addressed that depth in that inside linebacker room. And I think there's going to be some guys that you can rotate in, and you don't have to rush Nick back either, because I think Nick's coming off the injury, the season-ending injury, and so he's not going to probably be full speed.
Right.
The only way you get back to full game speed is by playing in games. And so he's not going to be full game speed game one. It's going to take him a few games to get back to absolute 100%. It takes time to do that. And so even though he's released in full go, he's not going to fill 100% for a few games into the season. And so
remember how well he was playing in Ireland?
Oh, to me, that completely derailed the game. When he went out and Travis Vokolek, because Northwestern didn't have an answer for Travis Vokolek.
You're right.
And Nick Henrich was absolutely running the show on defense. And then when he went out, because you have Ernest Hausman, who was a true freshman.
First game ever.
And so hard to play that position as a true freshman. And he wasn't expected to be in that role. Nope. And you throw him into that kind of fire. And then you had Baugh, who again was solid, but he wasn't expected to play in that role. It just was not ideal because they just did not have the depth built up.
And then he fought his way back to help us and gets hurt again.
Yeah.
We'll feel bad for him. Hopefully, knocking on wood, he has a healthy final year here.
And I think the reason why, he pushed to get back so quickly because they needed him so badly.
Yep.
And he was a team captain, but hopefully now that there's some depth in place and you gave some guys some opportunities in the spring, even with Luke out some of the way too.
Right.
You gave some, which we heard about the defensive line with Ty Robinson being out. It forced some guys like Cam Linhart and Princewell and Man Yellen, gave them some opportunities to get ready and have some opportunities that they might not have had otherwise. And so I think you saw maybe the same opportunities for some of those inside linebackers that maybe they'll have some more depth where Nick won't feel like he needs to be rushed back.
A couple of big volleyball notes. Camden mentioned Ryan Hunter committed to the Huskers today, the number 17 player in the class of 25. So John Cook and that staff are already a year ahead. These will be people that cannot sign until November of 24 is when they can finally sign. So that's about 16 months. 6'2", player out of Charlotte, North Carolina. So good get. I saw a boom tweet or something from Jalen a couple days ago. So I knew they got somebody. Usually takes a day or two for the word to leak out.
So I did an interview with Coach Cook. We've got a cool feature that we're working on. We'll have that out on Monday that highlights some cool achievements by the women's sports. But when I talked with him after the interview, we just started kind of chatting, and he talked about you can feel the momentum. And I also talked to Coach Ravel, and she said the same thing. But he said, our recruiting's on fire right now. He said recruits and parents can feel it too. And so I think it's palpable, right? And I think that a lot of sports are feeling some of that momentum, and certainly volleyball has been on fire, and add that to the list.
You know, I get this question a lot from our fans. How much longer is John going to go? But I'm telling you, and you're around him enough, he's 62 or 63, but he's a youthful. He does not act like he's in his 60s. Do you think? Doesn't look like he is either.
No. And also I think he's built a staff that he can delegate a lot of things to that he trusts them with, where he can get out of town during camp. I mean,
He can go ride his horses.
yeah, and he trusts them. And Lindsay Peterson, his director of ops,
She's a rock star.
is his right-hand gal,
Yeah.
and he trusts her, and they're in camp right now, and he's able to get away and get refueled and relaxed before they hit the ground running for fall camp. And I think he feels like his job is not done in terms of getting volleyball. There's so many things that he thinks needs to change in volleyball, and he needs to push for, and he's in that position to be able to do that right now. He's one of the biggest voices in volleyball. And so here we are, I think we talked about this on the air the other day, or might have talked about it in a commercial break, but volleyball's finally going to be on ABC.
Right.
Their national championship game, right? And so those kinds of things, and he has a big voice in that. And so he probably feels like not only does he probably want to win at least one more national title, but he also wants to push the sport forward, and he's got that opportunity and that obligation. But I think he feels like he's got some people that are surrounding him that enables him to not feel like he's getting burnt out, or that he still has more to give. And this coaching staff, they're incredible. I mean, there's a lot of them that are ready to take over head coaching jobs.
And oh yeah, there's another one coming in September.
Yeah, and Jordan Larson.
Jordan Larson.
But yeah, and this very well might be one of the deepest teams he's had in a while. I mean, I haven't been around as long, but I have had some conversations, and I think just at every position, there's going to be some competition and some battles. I know they're really excited about this group.
There's no doubt he wants another natty. He does, and that's driving him every day when he wakes up and gets going. The other big news for volleyball was an announcement this afternoon. You talked to Jonathan Bateman last week. Great interview about NIL and where it's going, and a huge gift directed right toward Husker volleyball, $5 million 10-year gift from Nebraska Crossings, who is run by Rod Yates, a former Husker football player. He's been an incredible businessman, has put that incredible shopping property. Have you been to that up by Gretna? Have you hit that shopping area? Okay, I figured you probably had been there.
And, my mom's a big fan.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's a big supporter of Husker athletics, of all athletics, even though he played football. This goes directly toward volleyball. I think he's a huge fan, and why wouldn't you be of John Cook? And so I cannot imagine a bigger company making as big an investment in one sport, particularly a female sport, than that right there in the country.
The thing about volleyball, this volleyball team, and women's sports in college right now is that's where you can make it's a great investment, right? Because there's such momentum, and there's a lot of eyeballs on it, and especially the Nebraska volleyball players here, they're rock stars. And so when you're talking about making money, if you're going to invest in somebody, I mean, that's the team to do it in. And women's sports, we're seeing NIL really explode because there's not a lot to invest in. The pro sports are still growing, it's still a work in progress, but women's sports collegiately are at an all-time high and really continuing to grow and explode. And so to me, it's a smart investment. But then also with Nebraska volleyball, there's only so much sponsorships that people can invest in, radio ads, right? But where you can continue to invest and help that program grow is with NIL. But I think the staff and Coach Cook has done a great job of, look, NIL is here, it's here to stay, and we're going to help our athletes get an opportunity. But it's not about that. That's not everything with this program. Where I think they've done a good job balancing and really making sure that every athlete that comes in has an NIL opportunity. I think that's been out there, is that every single volleyball student athlete that comes in is going to have an NIL opportunity. But it's so much bigger than that, and they're doing a great job of balancing, because it can disrupt a locker room. It can be something that takes away from what you're doing athletically. But I think they've done it right in balancing and making sure that, hey, we're going to provide this for you, but this isn't everything here. And these student athletes are not coming here for that.
Right.
Is the big thing either.
Yeah. All right, here's what we have on the program. We're going to, again, dive into linebackers with Rob Dvoracek here in just a couple of minutes. Hour number 2, Darian White, a transfer to Amy Williams' program from Montana State. She was a really solid player for that program. She's now a Cornhusker. We'll introduce you to her in hour number 2. And Emily Parsons, who is a star gymnast for Nebraska, who's going into the Athletics Hall of Fame this fall. She was competed from 05 to 07 at Nebraska. She's going to join us in hour number 2 as well. A lot of you who follow women's gym will remember Emily, a terrific athlete from Missouri. Chose Nebraska and went here. Now lives down in Texas. Going to be good to catch up with Emily Parsons in hour number 2. We're almost finished talking to all the Hall of Famers from the athletics class that will be enshrined this fall. Late October is when they will be enshrined. Art in Los Angeles has some tough news for us.
Oh, no.
He said, no, so close. He said he lives a few miles away from where they sold the $1 billion lottery ticket last night.
Again?
Billion. The jackpot
billion.
got to $1 billion.
The same gas station? Because remember the
Not
last...
the same. No, he was driving by the last one. This one was really close to his house, he said.
Wow, he's been so close to both.
So he gave us the angry emoji like 3 times. Someday I'm going to win that lottery. Then, as promised, I'm getting Jessica the new house. I'm getting a washer. I think I come up on the short end. That doesn't seem quite right, does it? Plus, I will get Cole a real nice joke book. Hey, there we go. There we go. He says I do not know Camden very well, but because he did a great job on the ticker, I'll give him a cool meal. Now, wait a minute. Camden gets a meal. I get a washer.
And I get a house. He's got his priorities right.
Go Big Red from Art. So how about that? Art drove by a station in Pasadena. What was that, 6 months ago? 4 or 5 months ago?
It was the last time it was at...
Really high level.
Yeah.
And then last night, the big $1 billion lottery ticket went for sale out in California again. And Art, you're just not picking the right spots. You got to find the right spots out there.
I mean, gosh,
Woo!
so close. How
All
is
right.
it that it's that 2 of them have gone right in his area?
So no new joke book, no new house, no new $1 million, no new washer. Come on, Art, we're pulling for you. Get her done. Our Sports Nightly hotline, always open and available for you, 402-413-2400. That's brought to you by the by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. They've got 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned that you can always find what you're looking for with Woodhouse. We're back. Talk linebackers with Rob Dvoracek next.
Hey, Husker fans! Kinetic now offers fast 99% reliable internet for just $39.99 a month for 12 months. Whether you're at home, school, or work, Kinetic Internet delivers the speed you need to stream, game, and stay connected with fellow Nebraska fans around the world. Only $39.99 a month for 12 months. And just like our teams in Scarlet and Cream, no one else even comes close. Check availability at windstream.com. Kinetic Internet, proud sponsor of Husker Athletics. Terms and conditions apply.
Meet water's bubblier and more energetic best friend. Bubbler Antioxidant Sparkling Water. With tons of flavors, there's one for every occasion. Interviewing for your dream job, hitting the beach, or going on an epic road trip? Pop the top on your favorite bubbler flavor and awesome antioxidants swoop in to balance your body and focus your mind. Right before a boost of natural caffeine shows up to save your day. There's a benefit in every bubble and a happier you just waiting to rise up. Find out more at Drink Bubbler on Instagram.
Is your garbage disposal not disposing? You had one job. Drains backing up can cause a horrible smell in a home, damaged pipes, and so much more. Some signs that your garbage disposal may be going out include frequent clogs, abnormal and louder noises than normal, or water is leaking from the bottom, just to name a few. John Henry's is here to take care of all the pipes and drains in your home. Call today.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing. Heating and air.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm broadcasting student Grant Hansen with Campus News. As worldwide leaders in ag technology, UNL faculty and students innovate using emerging technologies to improve yields and nutrition, and designing wireless in-field networks increasing precision in agriculture. Plus, UNL is breaking ground on a $7.2 million feedlot innovation center near Meade. UNL is doing big things for the future of agriculture.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. more powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with J-Tech Solar. J-Tech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. J-Tech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
That's my neighbor, Joe. Hey, Joe.
Hey, John.
Joe's about to make a very big mistake. Hey, Joe, you think it might be a good idea to call 811 to have your underground utilities marked before you start digging?
John, that's just for big projects.
Actually, it's for any digging project. Hey, congratulations, Joe. You found your electric line. Remember, safe digging always begins with a free call to 811. You want to borrow my phone, buddy?
Brought to you by Nebraska 811.
More Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic care first. Studies show that chiropractic is safe, drug-free, and the most effective treatment option for back, neck, and joint pain. It can also help patients of all ages reduce migraines, improve mobility, and maximize athletic performance. Keep the entire family healthy and active with natural, cost-effective chiropractic care. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
T&L Irrigation Company knows their way around a field and across it into the corners. And even through storms, T&L engineers are constantly working on solutions producers need, like the new gooseneck cradle corner system attachment. It greatly improves corner span stability to tackle steep terrain and stand up to high winds. If you're looking to upgrade your corner system or add on new, call your T&L Irrigation dealer today or visit TLIRR.com to learn more. T&L, like no other.
Did I forget something?
No, just wanted to tell you I love you. Oh, don't forget to buckle up. Drive safe.
I will. Love you too.
Someone is counting on you to buckle up. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Woodhouse Chevy is making car buying better. Now with 2 convenient locations in Missouri Valley, Iowa, and our newest location in Omaha at 112th and Dodge. Plus, going on now, receive up to $6,000 off MSRP on the 2023 Chevy Silverado. Visit us in store or online anytime to shop our current offers and inventory. Find new roads with Woodhouse Chevy in Missouri Valley and now in Omaha. With Blue Credit, see dealer for details. Offer expires 7/31/2023.
Welcome back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center. It's sponsored by Acres. They are the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. Welcome back to the program. Greg Sharpe with you. Tonight we continue our position breakdowns. Go back to defense and talk some linebackers. And Rob Dvoracek is with us, Huskers linebackers coach. Great to see you. First time for you to come into our studio.
Yeah.
You were a little bit of a late arrival to the staff. So I just kind of want to start with, do you kind of feel settled in yet as linebackers coach for the Cornhuskers?
Yeah, it's been an adjustment. It's been a transition, but I feel settled in. My wife and I are here. We just had a baby girl, so
Congrats.
That's exciting. The transition was smooth. Everyone here has been awesome for us, the players, the staff, the support staff. We're all settled in. We're ready to go.
You have a big room, over 20 kids in your room. What's the personality like? What's the group like? If you had to describe them as a group.
Yeah, it's funny because I feel like now more than ever they're starting to gel together. So I'm really starting to see their personality. I think early on they're all kind of a little bit shy, maybe a little timid to kind of, and then you crack their shell and you get to know them, and then the room starts to gel together. So it's a fun room. I mean, they work really hard. They push each other. I see guys in the room constantly, like when I'm not around, just watching tape, studying football, getting on the board. Like, that's something that they've established as a group of like, hey, this is how we're going to do things. This is our standard. So it's been cool to see that, and they're a fun group to be around.
So I had a little bowling night here recently.
Yeah, we went bowling a few nights ago. That was pretty competitive. We had a lot of fun. One of the guys, Grant Buddha, actually has his own balls, so he brought that, and we just had a good time. Just just to spend time together, a little relaxing before we get into fall camp here shortly. So it was a good time.
Yeah, you got to do those kind of things. All right, let's dive into this group, and let's start with some names Husker fans are really familiar with. And I'll start with Luke Reimer. He's been the leading tackler the last couple of years, has gotten some all Big Ten mentions and honors. And he was, I know, a little bit limited in the spring. What have you seen from Luke, and what are your expectations for him?
Luke has done a great job this spring. I have really high expectations for him. He's a really smart football player. He works really hard. He's always on the top 10 list. He's doing a lot of really good things for us. The winter, he busted his tail. He was in a black jersey. The springtime, he's always up in the room studying. Really smart football player, really high IQ. He works hard. He can move. He can run, instinctual. Really high expectations for him.
Nick Henrich's the other one, and who was not available to you in the spring. Give us an update on his health, and is he going to be able to help the team this fall?
Yeah, yep. Nick's doing well. He's healthy. He's back. He's worked his butt off as well. He's another really smart guy, really high football IQ. Obviously, he didn't get the chance to do anything this spring, but he was always up in the room. He's helping the younger guys. He's learning the new system. I think he's becoming more and more comfortable. I'm really proud of him. I'm encouraged to see the progress that he's made. You know, he's had a knee injury that he's done a great job of coming back from. So I'm excited to see Nick run around this fall.
I don't know whether to ask you or Coach Knighton about Jamari Butler. He's kind of one of those guys that could play multiple maybe spots on the team. Is he a part of your room?
Yeah, he's in my room. Jamari, we've done a lot with him in the spring. He played on the line of scrimmage a good amount. He played off the ball a good amount. Jamari's done a nice job as well. You know, he hasn't done a lot previously off the ball, so that's been a little bit of a transition for him, but he enjoys it. He has a lot of fun doing it. I'm proud of the work that he's put in, and he's doing a nice job for us as well.
The offseason anymore, this wasn't the way when you play, but the transfer portal's become a big part of it, and you guys have added some names to your room from that portal. Let's talk about Chief and MJ. Those guys made plays in the spring game. I think all fans were excited with what they saw in the scrimmage back in April. But what about Chief and MJ?
Yeah, Chief and MJ are another two guys that are both really, really competitive. They push the room. They push each other. They have a lot of fun while they're out there playing. You could see their energy. Those are both guys that we've done a lot of things in the spring with as well. We've bounced them around at all the positions and kind of see what skill set they have and where they're most comfortable, but just trying to find the best fit. And they've done a really nice job. They both work really hard, gotten bigger and stronger through the off season and the summer. Both really good additions to the room, and they have great personality in the room.
Chief's got it coming out of his pores.
Yeah, of course. But both of them are great young men, and I'm really proud of the way they've worked.
Garrett Snodgrass is a guy, coach's kid, but he's had injury problems at Nebraska. Give us an update on Garrett, and what's your thoughts on him?
Garrett is an unbelievable young man. He's another guy who works really hard, has really high standards. He spends a lot of time with the young players. He's kind of already got a little bit of that coaching in him, which is cool to see because he's always asking, what he can do better, what could be better for the room, how to help the guys. He had a good spring as well, and I'm looking forward to seeing him this fall.
Let's get into some of the young pups that have just added to the room. You got a couple that came at semester, like Maverick Noonan, and then you've had some that have added to the team. Eric Fields is a recent addition to the team through the scholarship thing, and Dylan Rogers, another one of that young freshman, true freshman guys. How about those three individuals?
Yeah, well, Maverick was here in the spring, and he kind of just hopped right in. Like, you didn't even know he was a freshman, he works hard, he's got football in his blood. So he's going to be another really talented football player. He's got ability. He works really hard. He's willing to do whatever you ask. He fits right into the room. He's fun to watch. I'm excited to see his career continue to get better and better, and I'm excited to see him this fall. And then I'm sorry to interrupt you, but with guys like Maverick or any of these true freshmen, how are the conversations go about, are we going to play you, are we going to redshirt you? And I love the rule about you can get 4 games and save the red shirt. Is that talked about now, or is that something you have down the road? No, that's something down the road. We kind of, we'll take it day by day and see how the guys develop through the fall, through fall camp, and just if they're ready, they're ready. If they're not, they're not. And we're never going to put them in a bad situation and obviously hurt themselves or the team. So we're just going to kind of see where things go. I mean, if they're ready to play and they deserve the right to play, you know, we'll have that conversation. But we won't make any decisions about that till later on.
Okay, back to Eric Fields.
Yep. Eric is exceptional athlete, super explosive, works really hard. He's going to be another fun guy to watch. You know, he just got here, obviously, so, you know, he's only been here through the summer, so there's a lot of development still. But he's a special talent. I'm glad he's here. I'm glad I get to work with him. But, yeah, he's an explosive guy.
Tape was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Dylan Rogers.
Yeah, Dylan's kind of hopped right in, too. He's adjusted well, transitioned well. Another man who works really hard, smart guy. I think he's going to be really good for the system. He's a big guy who has really good movement. He's done a really nice job this summer so far, and he's all those freshmen, even the walk-on guys that have come in. They've all kind of adapted to what the seniors and the juniors and even the sophomores have established in that room of, hey, this is how we work and this is, you know, the expectation. So I'm proud of all those guys.
Yeah, we're visiting Rob Dvoracek. We're talking Husker linebackers on our position breakdown tonight. I don't know, another guy I don't know quite whether he fits with you or in a different room, is Gage Singer. Great athlete up in the Omaha area. Can probably play multiple positions. I'm guessing Gage is part of your group.
Yep. So we moved Gage after the spring. He had played the rover position for us, and sometimes that rover will come down in the box and we'll do some things with him. And so he kind of had just some natural skill set down there, and so we're putting some weight on him. We moved him to my room, and I think he's another guy who's a good athlete, smart young man who got some football in his blood as well. So I'm excited to see what Gage does. You know, I haven't had him very long, but I've got to see him, you know, playing in the safety room coming down. So he's done a nice job, and looking forward to seeing him in the fall.
Coach, a guy that we mentioned a lot on our broadcast in the spring was John Bullock.
Yeah.
Walk-on, is a walk-on no more, correct?
Yep. Nope. He's on scholarship now. Coach put him on after the spring, and he's just a blue-collar, hard-working guy. He's tough, works hard. He's competitive, physical player. Will play downhill. Will do whatever you ask him to do. He's got the athletic ability. So I have really high expectations for him. He has really high standards of himself and for the room. So, you know, the future is up for him.
All right, a couple guys who've been in the program for a while. We haven't seen much of them on the field, Randy Kapai and Seth Malcolm.
Yeah. So Randolph has done a really nice job for us. He's gained a lot of weight. I think he was 203 when I got here. He's pushing 220 now.
Whoa.
So he's put in the work. Really proud of him. He's come a long way. So it's been really good to see him put in the work, put on the weight, and just really focus on the football side of things. And then Seth had gotten an injury in the spring, so not much from Seth.
And then Makai Bear.
Yes, Makai, he's another guy. I think he came off a knee injury.
Yep.
He's another guy. I mean, I couldn't be more proud of that room because of how hard they work and the standards that they set. And he's another guy who's just, whatever you need me to do, Coach. I'll go play all the positions. I'm going to work my tail off. And he's another guy who I'm looking forward to seeing him do a lot of things this fall because he hasn't played a ton. And so the spring was really good for him.
I think another player, Coach, that's undergone a position change, and I love the way you guys as a staff look at somebody and go, well, it may not quite fit here, but they may fit here. And Kane Williams would be a guy that maybe fits better in your room.
Yeah, yep. Kane's in my room now as well, and he's kind of a bigger DB that we've transitioned down, which was an adjustment for him because, you know, when you play in the box, your vision is different. You're seeing the game a little bit different, and he's had some flashes through the spring. You've seen him make some plays in the backfield, you know, attack the ball a few times, and just a guy that who's done a nice job in the room again, and he's made some flashes, so I'm excited to see where things go for him.
I think you've probably been here long enough to know that Husker fans love the black shirt, the red shirt, or the walk-on program. They love all those other things too, but the walk-on program has been a big part of the success for Husker football down through the decades. You have a bunch of them in your room.
Yeah.
Taggies and Demers and Buddhas. You mentioned the Bowler, Booker. I mean, these aren't just chair fillers, are they? These are guys that want to compete, try to get on the field somehow, some way.
Yeah, they're treated no different than anyone else in our room. And the great thing about them is that they have those same expectations of themselves. And, you know, how I look at it is like, we're going to play who's ready to play and who deserves to play. And so no matter if they're a walk-on, scholarship, I really don't care. So I don't look at them any different. They've done a really nice job. They worked their tail off. Just the standards within that room are really good, and I'm really proud of the way all of them have been working.
You're going to have a competitive camp.
Yeah, it's going to be really competitive, and even the spring was competitive. I mean, guys are fighting for reps, and the nice thing is how coach structures practice. We have a lot of guys get a lot of reps, and so, you know, we'll see what happens. You know, it's a long fall camp, and by the end of it, you know, we'll see where we are.
Kind of a technical question maybe here to end it on you. How do you go inside backers, outside backers? How do you name the positions that you're coaching?
Yeah, so right now we have 3 backers. We have a Jack and a Will and a Mike.
Okay.
And the outside guys, really all 3 of them kind of do very similar things. And just based on the skill set of the players, we may ask some to do a little more of one thing than another. But yeah, so the Jack, Will, and Mike, and that's the 3 positions, and we ask a lot of each one. And so whatever their skill set is, we're gonna try to put them in that avenue and make sure they're doing their best in that.
Is it unusual or not to maybe look down on a play and see a guy in a different slot? You want guys to be able to handle more than one of those?
Yep. Like in the spring, we had guys work at all 3 positions and move around, and I think that was really good for them to learn the system, but also see their skill sets and see the things that they can do well. So, yeah, you'll see guys lined up at Jack. You'll see guys lined up at Will. You'll see him at Mike. You'll see, you know, it's going to be hard to say like who's where and who's what because of how the system's designed and also the skill set of the players that we have in the room.
It's going to be competitive to make that travel roster for the first game.
Yeah, it's going to be a competitive room, and the guys are super competitive as it is. So it's going to be a lot of fun. You know, the standards are high, so I'm looking forward to it.
Well, appreciate you coming in and kind of giving us a rundown. I cannot wait to watch this group and how they continue to develop through the next month.
Thank you so much for your time.
Rob, good to see you. Hey, folks, buckle up, put that phone down. That's a reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. We have more of the show coming up next.
If you're an unconditional, wholehearted, and ever so loyal Husker fan, you deserve to pay like one everywhere you go. With the free FNBO Husker Visa debit card. Fuel your fandom all season and beyond with a debit card just for you. It's free with any checking account from FNBO, the Bank of Husker Nation. Get your free Husker Visa debit card at any branch or at fnbo.com/Huskers. Member FDIC.
Hey, Husker fans! The Lincoln Airport is the official airport of Husker Nation. And now, with 10 nonstop flights to major cities at affordable prices, it's easier than ever to help bring the Sea of Red to away games. Or to visit popular vacation spots like Las Vegas, Orlando, and Nashville. Visit GoFlyLNK.com to book your trip today and fly like a Husker. Go Big Red!
SOS to the rescue! SOS to the rescue!
As the Huskers head to halftime, Frank is off the couch and headed for the fridge. Oh, but he can't make it because he's so hot. The air conditioning is out again. SOS, he screams, and calls SOS Heating and Cooling his favorite Luxair dealer. Trusted since 1950, with Luxair you get a free 10-year labor warranty with a new system. SOS Heating and Cooling.
SOS to the rescue! SOS! SOS!
Hy-Vee makes grocery shopping easy with Hy-Vee Aisles Online. Just order online, schedule a pickup or delivery time, then leave the shopping to us. Download the Hy-Vee app or go to HyVeeAislesOnline.com. It's easy to create and save grocery lists, shop the sales, and get fuel savers. Plus, with Hy-Vee Aisles Online, pickup is free on orders over $24.95, and delivery is free with the Hy-Vee Plus membership. Save time, shop online with Hy-Vee Aisles Online.
Triple B Feed has the products to help your cows thrive. Whether it's weekly delivery of consumption-controlled Lumix liquid materials with protein or Redmond Natural Mineral Salt for livestock or humans, Triple B has you covered. Let Brian and Brad Blauhorn help take some of the stress out of your beef production this year. For more information and other products, visit triplebfeed.com. Triple B Feed, helping you and your cattle.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with JTech Solar. JTech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. JTech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
Dear roads, trails, and rivers, you ready for some SUV action? Toyota SUVs can roll their sleeves up for tight turns and twisty trails, dress up for a night out on the town, or head to the great outdoors. Take your family adventure game to a whole new level with the roomy Highlander. Make a serious splash with the rugged, revved up RAV4. And tow all your toys in the spacious new Sequoia. Don't forget the trail-taming 4Runner and the sleek Venza Hybrid. All Toyota SUVs feature a whole suite of creature comforts to keep you and yours cozy in the cabin. Check out this legendary lineup at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Road Townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red!
SOS to the rescue! SOS to the rescue!
As the Huskers head to halftime, Frank is off the couch and headed for the fridge. Oh, but he can't make it because he's so hot. The air conditioning is out again. SOS, he screams, and calls SOS Heating and Cooling his favorite Luxair dealer. Trusted since 1950, with Luxair you get a free 10-year labor warranty with a new system. SOS Heating and Cooling.
SOS to the rescue! SOS! SOS!
Folks, right now, enjoy great value on outdoor power equipment from Steel. From gas-powered blowers, chainsaws, and more to high-performance pressure washers built to tackle the dirtiest jobs. Find yours at STIHLdealers.com. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody back with you here on a Thursday night. Great to hear from Coach Rob Dvoracek. Those that were watching on the YouTube stream recognized how chill he was.
Yeah, and Crypto said the chillest linebacker coach he's ever seen. He's kind of looked like he was right at home here in the studio. Yeah, but I think the guys really like him and relate to him, and it's kind of hard. We were talking throughout that interview. It's kind of hard to get a feel exactly who's going to play where and what it's going to look like.
Me too.
And even just going to spring practices, I don't know if I could tell you exactly who is going to be in what position, and we can't even. We were saying we couldn't even probably pick out a depth chart at this point, but sounds like he's excited about the group, and they were out bowling the other night. So
that looked fun.
Yeah.
Well, part of the reason is I think we're having a hard time with the depth chart, and they may be too, because Nick wasn't a part of anything in spring. It's good to hear that he's doing great, and then Luke was limited, but I think they've seen Luke's motor in other things that they've done throughout the last 6 months, and I think they know that's a hard-nosed guy. And they just flip on the tape and watch him play the last couple of years.
That's what I was about to get at. And this staff watched a ton of film on this group before they got here, before they took the job. They knew a lot about this team that was already the bodies that were here and the guys that they knew that they wanted to keep here. And so, I mean, I fully believe that they know that Luke and Nick are going to be big pieces of this, and even just instilling part of that culture that they talk about. And I can't get over the way that those two guys, they were split up. So with the red and white during the spring game, and they were all in coaching up their guys, you know, and I'm sure they were told, hey, they were wearing headsets when the guys would come over to the side, they were all up in there coaching. And you saw a lot of that even throughout the year last year when both of them were sidelined at times. I mean, they were coaching just as hard as the coaches were in that Iowa game, both of them on the sideline for that. And the way that Nick stayed all in, which is hard to do when you're probably disappointed that you're not out there. And so I think that the coaching staff have made those two guys priorities to keep in place to help build that culture. That inside linebacker is a quarterback of the defense.
They are.
And
they're making the calls.
They're so key to installing and instilling what you want to instill in a defense. And with those two being the two leaders that have been around, I mean, Nick was voted team captain last year for a reason. So I think they probably see them as priorities to make sure to keep in place, to instill some confidence and leadership in, and hey, we need you to instill this defense.
Two Omaha native linebackers I'm really excited about. I thought Maverick Noonan jumped off at us in the spring game. And then Damon and I were amazed at John Bullock. And what a great story. They've already put him on scholarship. They value him a lot. Those two are both going to find their way on the field. Whether they start, I don't know. Probably at least second team.
And again, we mentioned with some injuries there and some other guys getting worked in, but John Bullock's a guy that, in this, how much have we heard the staff talk about the love for wearing the N and that passion, and there's no better example of that than John Bullock. I mean, right. and you can just, from how much he's embraced his role in special teams the last 2 years. And I talked to him a few weeks back, and just hearing again how appreciative he is. He's a team guy, and when you heard Coach Roll say when he awarded him that scholarship, the locker room went nuts. So he's obviously well liked in that locker room. Nick Henrich, Luke Reimer, you're not going to find two bigger fans of John Bullock than those two guys. They speak so highly of him. So I think he's going to be a big piece too.
The name Jessica, and I've been and so is Damon, big fan of Jamari Butler. But I got to see how they're going to make this work, because I kind of think of him more as a down lineman than a guy standing up. But I think he's a really talented kid.
It's hard for me to get a feel for what this defense is going to look like, because I don't think in the spring with the practices that I went to, you saw a lot of exactly what it's going to look like. And we obviously didn't see much during the spring game. And so it's hard to get a feel for where exactly guys are going to line up and where they fit best. And we'll get a better feel once fall camp starts. I think they were probably too filling things out and seeing where guys fit the best and in this defense. But I don't know. I mean, Jamari's been kind of more of a guy that you maybe see on the defensive end, but maybe they feel like he's better at that outside linebacker. We'll see once they get out on the field. Maybe we'll get a better feel for how they're going to put those guys where.
What do you think, folks? 402-413-2400. That's the number to dial us up with a comment or question, or fire off a text. It's our Sports Nightly hotline, brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. With 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned, you can always find what you are looking for with Woodhouse. We're back to wrap up Hour 1 next.
Woodhouse Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram & Blair is your trusted auto partner with savings on Ram models to fit your lifestyle. During the Make This the Summer sales event, get $9,424 off MSRP on a new Ram 1500 Quad Cab Warlock, or $8,746 off MSRP on a 2023 Ram 1500 Crew Cab Bighorn. Built for summer adventures with massive towing and hauling capability and 4 legendary engines to choose from. Serving the Metro since 1991, this is Woodhouse. With approved credit, tax, title, license extra. $299 doc fee to its sign. When financed with Chrysler Capital. Offer expires 7/31/2023. See dealer for details.
Hy-Vee makes grocery shopping easy with Hy-Vee Aisles Online. Just order online, schedule a pickup or delivery time, then leave the shopping to us. Download the Hy-Vee app or go to HyVeeAisleOnline.com. It's easy to create and save grocery lists, shop the sales, and get fuel savers. Plus, with Hy-Vee Aisles Online, pickup is free on orders over $24.95, and delivery is free with the Hy-Vee Plus membership. Save time, shop online with Hy-Vee Aisles Online.
More Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic care first. Studies show that chiropractic is safe, drug-free, and the most effective treatment option for back, neck, and joint pain. It can also help patients of all ages reduce migraines, improve mobility, and maximize athletic performance. Keep the entire family healthy and active with natural, cost-effective chiropractic care. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Do you need to relocate to a different city or state but don't know where to start? If so, put the power of BHA Real Estate to work for you. BHA will set you up with the best real estate agent in your new town. Have a house to sell first? No problem. They can assist you with that as well. With over 70 years of experience, BHA has a network to ensure one of the biggest transactions in life will be handled with care that you deserve and the service that you can trust. Give BHA Real Estate a call today for all your relocation needs. 308-324-5581.
Spot less. Introducing the cleanup for tar spot, gray leaf spot, southern rust, and more. Novel next generation Adastrio fungicide broadens your spectrum and strengthens your residual when it comes to foliar disease control in corn. Visit your FMC retailer or adastrio.ag.fmc.com to clean up this season. Follow 2EE for tar spot management in corn. Valid until 1/31/28. Always read and follow all label directions.
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. With Jessica Coody, I'm Bob. Let's go to the text line. John in Omaha. Inside joke, folks. John says, I've choked on a lot of Kool-Aid through the years, but I can't help but be excited for the focus this team has. I can't help but think there's going to be some improvement. Go Big Red. John, I get it. And hey, you know, these coaches love their players, so they're not going to say bad things about their players. So keep that in mind. But I do think there's reason for optimism and reason that this team can win games and get back into a bowl game this year. I don't know that we're as far off as some of us think. Just think back to all the close games in the last 2 years. And it just takes a tweak here and a tweak there, and those turn in and flip into wins.
I literally was just about to say that. And I know the word close is not a fun word around here, but as much as they don't want to hear that, you're not in that many close games against the kind of teams that Nebraska was in close games with without having talent. And we've seen these guys play, and we know what some of them are capable of. And so, I think it's hard not to be excited. I was excited about the group last year because I thought they had a lot of talent. And I think, you know, there's some injuries on the O-line, which was a concern going into the season. You couldn't lose anybody on the offensive line.
And then we do.
And then you do, and then that was an issue. That was a problem.
And then we pointed out earlier in the hour, game one, you lose Nick and Travis.
Yes, and who knows if you win that first game, how that changes certain things. And, you know, again, I'm not trying to, sugarcoat it or say, oh, if this happens, then it's a different season. I'm not, but I think the talent has been there. And I know that just because, we've seen it, but also I've talked to this coaching staff, and they've said that this current coaching staff, that they walked in to a lot of talent, that they knew that they needed a recruit to stay here. And we heard Coach Rule has said that. There's a lot of talent that was on this roster that they knew that they were excited to get to work with. And a lot more talent than they had to work with at Temple when they took over, and a lot more talent, certainly a lot more talent than they had when they took over at Baylor. They're excited about some of the guys. They brought in some key pieces. And I'm not saying that this is, I don't know, we still have to see it, and it has to be all put together. But I know that there's enough talent that was kept in place with the additions that they brought in, that I think that they're genuinely excited about some of the guys that they have to work with. And look no further than the defense. There's almost everybody coming back from the defense.
Yep. 1 hour now. We got a fun hour in hour two. Come on back. It includes a joke.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
That's my neighbor Joe. Hey, Joe.
Hey, John.
Joe's about to make a big mistake. Hey, Joe, think it might be a good idea to call 811 to have the utilities marked before you start digging?
I'm not digging very deep. It's no big deal.
No big deal.
Dad, the TV's out. Internet, too.
Remember, safe digging always starts with a free call to 811. Oh, what a knucklehead.
Brought to you by Nebraska 811.
Husker fans, this is Matt Davison with the 1890 Initiative. You've probably heard about NIL, name, image, and likeness, and now you can have an immediate impact on the success of our programs. The 1890 Initiative is a proud NIL company in Nebraska, and with your help, we can maximize our student athletes' opportunities with NIL and prepare them for life after college. Nebraska has always been a leader in college athletics. Let's do the same with NIL. To learn more, visit 1890nebraska.com, where 100% of your donation goes directly to Husker student athletes. That's 1890nebraska.com.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan, townhouse, two-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right.
See Shelter Agent Joe Methy in Kearney, Jackie Rowan in Lexington, or Megan Fales in Cozad today.
Good evening, I'm Camden Cohn, and our sports ticker is brought to you by the 1890 Initiative. Husker Volleyball added more firepower to their future today as Ryan Hunter, a 6'2 left-handed opposite hitter out of Charlotte, committed to the Big Red via social media earlier this afternoon. In her high school sophomore season, she managed 338 kills with a .236 hitting percentage to go along with 54 blocks, 163 digs, and 72 aces in 86 sets. Hunter's commitment to NU rounds out the 2025 recruiting class. Also in Husker happenings today, the much-anticipated softball schedule has been released for the fall exhibition season. Fans will have the opportunity to see the new squad play 9 times at Bullen Stadium in September and October, including matchups with Nebraska-Omaha, Creighton, Colorado State, and South Dakota. Husker fans do not need a ticket to attend the games. More information can be found on Huskers.com. Turning to men's hoops, head coach Fred Hoiberg announced several new additions and promotions to the Husker basketball support staff for the upcoming season. Peyton Borders was promoted to recruiting coordinator and Michael Benia to video coordinator. Joining the NU staff is Andrew McCabe and a trio of graduate managers in Justin Moore, Nahilo Ibarra, and Joey St. Pierre. And finally, in Major League Baseball today, some finals from earlier. The Braves rallied to defeat the Diamondbacks 7-5. The Brewers shut out the Phillies 4-0. The Reds topped the Giants 5-1. The Blue Jays kept the Padres scoreless 4-0. The White Sox defeated the Mets 6-2, and the Tigers beat the Royals 3-0. Currently, the Orioles lead the Rays 3-1 in the 5th, and the Cardinals and Cubs are just underway at Wrigley Field. And then finally, later tonight, the Athletics host the Astros. Our sports ticker is sponsored by the 1890 Initiative. Do you want to support Husker student athletes through name, image, and likeness? If so, visit 1890nebraska.com. Now, get ready for Hour 2 of Sports Nightly right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Snap back. Take the handoff, throw it in the flat. Williams makes a catch, trying to get away from Quinn. Newsom drops the football, and the Huskers have it at the 23. Williams just flat dropped it, and Newsom was there to pick it up.
Yeah, too busy being busy.
In motion now is Brown into the backfield. He races clear to the far sideline. Back to throws to Vito. He gets hit. It's a sack. Huskers get another sack at the 22-yard line. Isaac Gifford came off the edge. His first sack of the year.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
Question from the chat room: is Camden a Northwestern fan?
Why would they think that?
His shirt. Yeah, purple shirt. You're right, he's just a colorful guy. There you go. So,
you have to be careful what colors you wear.
Yeah, there you go. Welcome back. Hour number 2. It's our final hour of the week. We have our last best of show for the summer tomorrow night. Then we're go time on Fridays.
Go time.
No more Fridays off for us. Kind of
well,
nice.
Except for maybe sometimes there's some volleyball matches on Friday night.
True. I mean, because of the other Husker commitment, we do get a time that we get bumped off. But coming up this hour, we're going to talk to Darian White, new women's basketball player for Amy Williams, but she's not new to college basketball, right?
No, she's a veteran point guard that was, once she hit the portal, boy, she was really sought after by a lot of programs. I mean, we brought it up last night, but those senior veteran guards can be so key to a basketball team. And losing Sam Hyvee, this is a great piece to add for this women's basketball team. She's very bubbly, very smiley. I think Husker fans are really going to like her. Two-time Defensive Player of the Year in the Big Sky Conference. Led her team in scoring and assists and steals. But as we're seeing with some of these guards, like even Bryce Williams that we talked to last night, go to a smaller conference, a smaller college, out non-Power 5 out of high school, but have a great career, want to challenge themselves and see what they could do at the next level. So this is one of those cases where had a fantastic career, one of the most decorated players, set all kinds of records, both in conference and Montana State history, but wanted to see what she could do at the next level in the Big Ten, which, man, what a year coming off for women's basketball in the Big Ten and what those teams did last year. This is becoming one of the premier conferences to play college basketball and women's basketball, not just men's. And so wanted to challenge herself, had a connection to Julian Asibe, the new assistant coach. Loved Amy Williams, felt like it was a good fit for her culture-wise. And Amy Williams just raved about how well she's fit into this culture here at Nebraska.
How much do you think she'll have the ball in her hands?
I think a lot. But that's what this offense does with Nebraska basketball. I mean, Allison Widener is a guard that can play off the ball and bring up the ball, play point guard. Jazz Shelley, another one of those. You can pull her off the ball where she can shoot. And I think she's another one of those, too, with the ball in her hands. She can get to the rim, kick it out. And I just hear so many good things about Allison Widener and how she's come along. And again, someone that you're having to pull back a little bit, don't push it too hard, which is not surprising, giving Allison Widener's motor. But I think that's how Amy Williams guards work, and I think that's why a lot of guards want to come play for her, because you are so versatile and you can do so many things. And if you get the rebound, go. I mean, it's not just like you have to wait and give it to a certain point guard. They rely on their guards to do a lot of different things.
Well, I've been a Widener fan for 2 years. She's been my favorite player. And the reason I asked about the ball in the hands, I really would rather see Jazz coming off picks and not have to worry about engaging the offense, because her shooting ability is elite.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of what caused some of the hiccups last year, is that kind of became Allison Widener was the primary ball handle and then ball handler, and Jazz looked to be more of a scorer. But then when Allison goes down, then Jazz has to step back into that role. And so I think it was an adjustment back and forth. But I think when you have both Allison Widener and Darian White that can be the ball handler, and then that allows Jazz to do what Jazz does, and yet still, if she does get the ball, she could go, and her elite passing ability too. I think just having another person, having Sam Hybe go in and out of the lineup. We saw what Sam could do when Jazz was playing off the ball, when Sam was bringing up the ball. So, I think that's ideally what you would like to see, is allow Jazz to have some more opportunity to shoot the ball, because Darian's going to get to the rim, and so you make a decision: do you help off and double team Darian if she gets to the rim and give Jazz an open look, or do you? And then, not to mention, Coach Williams has said that Natalie Potts could be one of the most elite shooters to wear the Husker uniform.
Well, there were stretches where Jazz would just disappear and not even shoot the ball, and you're like, for Nebraska to be really good, she's got to get her shots. And there were just stretches last year where I felt like she wasn't getting shots, and a lot of it happened after the Widener injury. So
and Sam wasn't healthy. She was
True.
in and out. They dealt with a lot of adversity last year with injuries to some key players, and where you had to tweak things so much, where you have players in roles that they weren't in, now you have to step into, and when players are going in and out of the lineup, it's just not easy to do. So, I think they added a veteran guard and that can do a lot of things, and great on the defensive end, and can help take the ball and alleviate some of that pressure off of Jazz.
Yeah. We talked about in hour one about the big NIL deal from Nebraska crossing to Nebraska. One question, and I want us to debate this a little bit. I think there are some people, and probably a large part of our audience, that want to know what the specific NIL deals are for athletes. I'm not really sure I'm in favor of that. I don't know that that's really our business to know what Jeff Sims is getting or what Lexi Rodriguez is getting. But there's a real thirst out there for people that they would like to know what their NIL deals are. Where do you come down on that?
Don't you think that that's probably might cause an issue across the country about, oh, well, this person's making this, I need to make this?
Oh, it is. And then you get into the comparisons. Well, if that person's getting that at that school, I'm that person at our school, I should get that here.
And same thing, like, cause some issues in the locker room, which can you see right now on Open Doors?
I do think that they do list some of that stuff out there for that.
And then we see sometimes, like, some different outlets will post what certain players are worth.
Right.
But we don't know specifics and what certain deals are worth, like with Caitlin Clark, what her specific deals are, which are apparently pretty high.
Pretty massive, which they should be. She's just been an unbelievable shadow for that sport right now. So it's an interesting debate, and I know you had Jonathan on last week. To me, I almost feel uncomfortable knowing some of that stuff. Maybe it's the innocence I want the sports at this level still to have, but that's wishful thinking.
Well, I mean, and then that kind of think about, do we want everybody to know what everybody else is? Does everybody else subject to that, of what your earnings are?
Well, public institutions do have to give out the
yeah, I mean, you can,
so we know
that,
we know what Matt Rural makes.
But other companies know.
That's true.
That's what I'm saying is, not every business
knows what, yeah. So it's an interesting quandary, and I know it's one of the things, in fact, there was some legislation today in Congress, they were talking about that, to become more transparent and make sure everybody knew what all the NI deals were. And I'm like, I'm not sure I want to know.
I just think you open up the comparison game a little bit more of
Sure do.
the competitive of, if this school is making this, their starting quarterback's making this, then what am I going to get when I come here and be the starting quarterback, you know?
Right. Well, it's certainly, the days of amateurism is kind of gone in a lot of ways. And again, I'm not against these athletes making some money off of their name image. Like, I'm not. I'm glad that they're able to do some of that. I'm not sure this is the way it was intended to be.
Well, and Jonathan Bateman talked about that, how his first kind of dealing with this came with a football player that wanted to do a lawn mowing business. And the NCAA wouldn't allow it. It was the same thing that was part of the issues with these players couldn't do camps. They couldn't have certain internships. They weren't allowed to do the same things that a normal college student wouldn't.
Could do, correct.
And had, again, the NCAA just addressed some of that and not been so dated in their rules for so long and allowed things to open up in ways, it might not have gotten to this. We'll never know.
The EA Sports deal.
There was going to be, again, another thing that Jonathan Bateman, it was $500.
Right.
And so it just, if you would have just allowed student athletes to do what normal college student athletes do, go mow a lawn and make money off of that, to hold a camp, to have lessons. I mean, why wouldn't you allow them to do that? And I mean, I'll give an instance too. I mean, back when, before I got here, there were issues with student athletes interning with us. They couldn't even have an internship, whereas other student athletes were allowed to. There were
other students.
Yeah, students. Yeah, students, not student athletes. But student athletes were restricted on doing things that regular students were. And had they not been an athlete, they would have been allowed to do. So had they just addressed some of those, we might not have been at this point. And then because they didn't, and then there were lawsuits that happened, it opened up a big can of worms where that allowed a kind of a free-for-all for things that allowed it to get to the point that we're at. And had they just done what was right in the first place 10 years ago,
we might not be where we
might not be at this place.
Yeah. The Lane Kiffin went off on all of this today at the SEC Media Days. If you want to, you can go find that on one of the big sports websites. If you want to go see what Lane Kiffin had to say about it. And hey, Ole Miss is very, very active in NIL. And he admitted it. He says, hey, we are really active in all of that. All right, 402-413-2400. Honk if you love trucks and bucks. All right, I heard one. The Nebraska Lottery's most popular scratch ticket, it's back, and you could win one of 8 beautiful new blue trucks. Visit any Nebraska Lottery retailer and play today. Top prize odds, 1 in $336,000. We're back to hear from one of the new players on Amy Williams' squad, Darian White. That is next.
Hy-Vee makes grocery shopping easy with Hy-Vee Aisles Online. Just order online, schedule a pickup or delivery time, then leave the shopping to us. Download the Hy-Vee app or go to HyVeeAislesOnline.com. It's easy to create and save grocery lists, shop the sales, and get fuel savers. Plus, with Hy-Vee Aisles Online, pickup is free on orders over $24.95, and delivery is free with the Hy-Vee Plus membership. Save time, shop online with Hy-Vee Aisles Online.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Allergy season is officially here. Your home should be a place where you can escape dust, pollen, and other allergens. But every time you enter your home, you bring them inside. John Henry's offers numerous products to remove allergens and germs from your home. Call John Henry's today to learn more about our indoor air quality products to breathe easier in your home.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing.
Triple B Feed has the products to help your cows thrive. Whether it's weekly delivery of consumption-controlled Lumix liquid materials with protein or Redmond Natural Mineral Salt for livestock or humans, Triple B has you covered. Let Brian and Brad Blauhorn help take some of the stress out of your beef production this year. For more information and other products, visit triplebfeed.com. Triple B Feed, helping you and your cattle.
Here's to the locals, raised right here in the Western Corn Belt. The strong ones. We help them grow stronger, making world-class genetics research and technology local. The cutting-edge yet common-sense agronomy, the shake-em-up yields. Because we're born and raised here too, and we'll keep raising the bar to ensure you only get the best at Hogemeyer. Raised local, raised right here. Learn more at therightseed.com.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
FNBO is the great big small bank. And for more than 165 years, we've been with you where you are. A bank that's ready for all your needs, both big and small. Here to help you earn more, save more, so you can do more every step of the way. It's what you can expect from the great big small bank. FNBO. Independent and family-owned for 6 generations, and ever so focused on you. Stop on by or visit us at fnbo.com. Member FDIC.
SOS to the rescue! SOS to the rescue!
As the Huskers head to halftime, Frank is off the couch and headed for the fridge. Oh, but he can't make it because he's so hot. The air conditioning is out again. SOS, he screams, and calls SOS Heating and Cooling his favorite Luxair dealer. Trusted since 1950, with Luxair you get a free 10-year labor warranty with a new system. SOS Heating and Cooling.
SOS to the rescue! SOS! SOS!
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm broadcasting student Ann Gallagher with Campus News. UNL is the only Big Ten university in Nebraska, part of the only conference with an academic alliance. Being in the Big Ten means superior academics, unique student opportunities, better resources, and world-class research programs. With 72% of undergraduate students receiving scholarships or financial aid, UNL offers a Big Ten education at great value.
Discover the meticulously crafted and effortlessly iconic 2023 Cadillac lineup at Woodhouse Cadillac. Lease a 2023 Cadillac XT4 for $499 a month for 36 months, 10,000 miles per year. Visit us in-store at our newest location at 112th and Dodge in Omaha or online anytime at woodhousecadillac.com. With approved credit, must have a current Cadillac lease. Down payment $299.fee and first payment due at signing. Offer expires 7/31/23. See dealer for details.
Farmers can make what seems impossible reality with a little hard work and ingenuity. They find solutions to reduce inputs and improve their yield. Valley Irrigation is no different. As the leader in irrigation technology, we deliver results and optimize your operation. Because when you have a vision for the future, you need the people that can make it possible by your side. Expect what's next. Expect what's possible from Valley. Visit us at valleyirrigation.com.
Husker fans, this is Matt Davison with the 1890 Initiative. You've probably heard about NIL, name, image, and likeness, and now you can have an immediate impact on the success of our programs. The 1890 Initiative is a proud NIL company in Nebraska, and with your help, we can maximize our student athletes' opportunities with NIL and prepare them for life after college. Nebraska has always been a leader in college athletics. Let's do the same with NIL. To learn more, visit 1890nebraska.com, where 100% of your donation goes directly to Husker student athletes. That's 1890nebraska.com.
Welcome back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. I'm Jessica Coody. We continue our series of newcomer interviews, and we're back to women's hoops today. And the graduate transfer from Montana State, Darian White. I know the team's very excited to have you on board. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Well, how are you settling in? I mean, you got here, about a couple months ago, and getting settled in, acclimated with the team and everything?
Yeah, it's been amazing. Lincoln was a lot different than what I was expecting, but in a great way. I love the community, and the girls welcomed me in the most amazing way possible. So,
coming in as an experienced guard, you played a lot of basketball and did a lot of big things at Montana State. So when you decided to enter the transfer portal, take me through that decision and then what it was like going back through the recruiting process again.
It was a lot harder than what I anticipated. It was a hard decision to make to leave Bozeman. You know, that's another home that, you know, I had, and I loved my experience there. But I was ready to challenge myself, you know, in a bigger conference. And so when I made my decision to come here, it's been amazing so far. I love the challenges that I face every day. You know, the competition is amazing, and, you know, there's an intensity on the court that I love being a part of. And so far, it's been amazing.
So when you enter your name in the transfer portal, I mean, everybody wants a veteran guard, right? What was the response like when you put your name in the portal?
Very overwhelming, to say the least. I had calls, I think, probably 15 minutes after I entered the portal. And yeah, I had about over like 50 schools trying to contact me and trying to get me out to their facility, you know, their school and stuff. So it was hard. It was a lot.
So you have a connection with Julian Asibe, the new assistant on staff, but when you start, again, kind of filling out what kind of program you want to play your last year at, what was it about Nebraska?
I wanted to be a part of a program that the girls were super close. I love the culture that they have here, the environment that they've created, and obviously know how competitive they are, how good they are, and how many returning players they have as well. And so that was promising. And then also I know Alex Jardine and Benjamin Hoover, who are also part of the Montana State staff there. And then when I came here, Coach Jay was a part of the staff, and I was like, this is perfect. You know, it already felt like a home to me. And like I said before, the girls welcomed me with open arms, and it was perfect. So.
And Julian said he recruited you back out of high school, right?
Yeah.
And so how important was that relationship? I mean, you talk about when you're going through this process and the relationships are so important for it to come full circle again. I mean, obviously you guys had a pretty cool connection that you wanted to play for him, decided to play for him again.
Yeah. You know, he said it perfectly when I came back here. It's like, let's finish business. You know, and I feel like he could not have stated that better. I completely agree with him, you know. Creating that relationships, not only with the coaches, but with the girls as well, I think that shows directly on the court. And so I think that's going to play a big effect with how we play and our chemistry together. So I'm excited to keep the ball rolling.
So he's a newcomer too. So tell Husker fans what they can expect from Coach Asibe.
Energy. Energy for sure. He is seriously the biggest ball of energy I have ever met. He's super positive. You're going to always hear him. He's the loudest, one of the loudest on the court. You know, he's always hyping us up and stuff. So he's a great coach.
I chatted with Coach Williams, Amy Williams, a couple days ago, and she was just raving about how you were able to come right in and you just were a perfect fit. So what was your approach to that? How were you able to fit so perfectly and seamlessly with this team? I would say probably just the coaches were pretty honest from the get-go of what they wanted from me, what they expected from me. And so having their support and their feedback, but also with the girls. You know, I have some great leaders on the team who have helped me learn and find my place on the team. You know, I think it's important to figure out your role on the team so I can embrace that role and also fit in it perfectly so I can continue to fill that spot, you know. So yeah, that's helped me like a lot. So both Coach Williams and Coach Asibe were talking about what your skill set is and how great it fits with what they like to do with their guards, kind of do a little bit of everything. Was that something that you looked at too, and what the system is and how that fits your game?
Yeah, definitely. That is something that I was looking for in my next school that I wanted to be at, somewhere, you know, where I can have an impact. And I think that this program fits very well of my pace, how fast I want to go, you know, coming off of ball screens and creating for other players on the court. And we have great shooters on the team like Jazz and Callan and Maddie and Kendall as well. So it's exciting for a point guard like me who, you know, I have amazing shooters on the outside who will catch and finish, so.
Yeah, and I was going to actually ask you about that. I mean, with so much talent and a lot of people want to shoot it or whatever, I mean, that's got to be exciting for a point guard to have the kind of weapons that you have already that's coming back that have played a lot of basketball together too.
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting. Just like you said, it opens up a lot for me because the defenses are going to have to decide, you know, if they're going to let me get a wide open lane or if they're going to leave the very well shooters, you know, on the outside for a wide open shot, and you know they knock them down. So it's going to be a dangerous but fun game for us.
Listen, it's not just about offense with you. You're a two-time Defensive Player of the Year in the Sky Conference. How important has that been to your game and what you've been able to do collegiately?
I've always been taught since I was a kid that defense wins games. You know, if you can't get stops, then nothing's going to happen. So I've always been a competitor. I've always wanted the ball. to be in our hands. And so that's just something that's always driven me to give us extra possessions. And so it's, I don't know, it kind of just comes naturally. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
You take pride in picking up the other team's best guard or whatever the job you might need to pick up?
Yeah, I definitely do.
So when you talk about that was something that was instilled in you from an early age. Was it something that you developed too, or was it just always natural to you to be a go-getter on the defensive end?
I think it's always been pretty natural. My dad was my coach, and he's always been pretty hard on me. And so, you know, him and my other coaches that I had growing up, they always have just ingrained that in my head of just, you know, you play defense, you got to get a stop. And that's something that I have always taken pride in is getting stops and making it difficult for the best players on the team or whoever I'm playing, you know, to struggle. And I think that shows a lot, and a lot of times that has won us a lot of games.
So your dad was your coach. Was it always basketball for you?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What was it? How did you get involved in it? What made you fall in love with the game?
I mean, I've just always known it. My brother played basketball growing up, and so I was kind of just like in the gym. And then one day, my mom just told my dad, "Listen, you gotta get her on a team too." And so from there, I was always playing with my older brother with his teams as well. And so I was roughed up on a lot, you know. And then I was on a team, and he coached me until about my freshman year of high school, and then I went on an AAU team who went to like bigger tournaments and stuff. And so, yeah.
That's awesome. What do Husker fans need to know about you when you're on the court? What can they expect from you?
To always work as hard as I can to, to work as hard as I can to be a leader out there and to be a consistent point guard who is going to find open players.
We were just talking before we sat down to do this interview about the fan support, and was that something that went into your decision too? Have you heard much about what Husker fans do for this program?
Yes, I love the support that's here. I know you said we were just talking about it, but just to know that the women's side of sports is so supported here, it makes the experience so much better. Honestly, you know, when you have fans who support you and love you for the game, you know, that you play and put so much energy and effort into, it makes it so much fun and exciting, and it gives us somewhat of more of a purpose. And so when I knew how much fans love supporting women's basketball and obviously just the sports here in general, it makes it super exciting to play, and I'm so excited to play in our first game.
You excited to go to Greece?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Have you been?
No, I've never been out of the country.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So what are you most excited about?
Just to bond with the girls and to finally play our first game together and actually be on the court where we don't have to compete against one another.
Yeah. This is going to be a time where you're grinding, so that's got to be exciting now we can be a full team together, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
How much have the guards been battling it out? You know, we've talked a little bit about it, but you guys there's a lot of guards that have a lot of talent in there. How much have you guys been pushing each other this summer?
Every day. You know, we scrimmage, I would say probably close to every day, 5-on-5. And so every day I'm getting pushed offensively and defensively, you know, to create better reads, to push the ball, and to also, just make good plays and see what's open.
So are you a big food person going back to Greece? Do you like to try new foods and stuff?
I'm a little picky. I'm a little picky, I can't lie. But
well, we'll have to follow up with you and see how it is.
Yeah.
You know, again, you play a lot of basketball. You've been through a lot of summers. And going into your final year of competition, what is it that you're trying to attack? Is it something where you're just trying to get acclimated? Or are there things in your game that you're trying to look to improve?
I would say just from leaving the Big Sky Conference and coming to a bigger conference, just improving my ability to pass the ball, to attack, also with like the faster pace and the level of fitness and stuff that the girls bring on this level. And then I want to go play pro after this too, and hopefully make it to the WNBA. So that's my plan, but we'll see how this season goes and where it takes me.
It's awesome. Well, I've been told by multiple people you're smiley.
Yes.
You're definitely smiling.
Yes.
I know your Husker fans are going to love watching you play and love getting to know you. So appreciate your time, and we'll look forward to seeing much more of you.
Thank you so much, Jess.
Again, that is Darian White with Nebraska Women's Basketball. Buckle up and put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. Back with more coming up after this.
FNBO free checking is checking that's actually free. No fees or minimums, and now no overdraft fees. It's ever so personal, with people to help every step of the way. And easy, with a mobile app that allows you to deposit checks and manage your account wherever you are. So make the switch so you can do more with the Great Big Small Bank. Visit fnbo.com to learn more or stop on by. FNBO free checking. It's ever so free. Member FDIC.
Hey, Husker fans! The Lincoln Airport is the official airport of Husker Nation. And now, with 10 nonstop flights to major cities at affordable prices, it's easier than ever to help bring the Sea of Red to away games. Or to visit popular vacation spots like Las Vegas, Orlando, and Nashville. Visit GoFlyLNK.com to book your trip today and fly like a Husker. Go Big Red!
Hi, Husker Nation. This is Jim Baldonado with the Home Agency. It's been a stormy summer, but that's why we do what we do. Whether auto, home, crop, farm, or commercial coverage, our agents shine when it comes to providing you with the best coverage and customer service after the sale. Our passion is keeping you protected so you can do more of what you love, like cheering on the Huskers. Give us a call today. Call home, the Home Agency, that is, at 1-800-245-4241. That's 1-800-245-4241.
Hey, Husker fans! Kinetic now offers fast 99% reliable internet for just $39.99 a month for 12 months. Whether you're at home, school, or work, Kinetic Internet delivers the speed you need to stream, game, and stay connected with fellow Nebraska fans around the world. Only $39.99 a month for 12 months. And just like our teams in Scarlet and Cream, no one else even comes close. Check availability at windstream.com. Kinetic Internet, proud sponsor of Husker Athletics. Terms and conditions apply.
Other irrigation companies are finally discovering what T&L Irrigation is known for decades. Continuous movement is the best way to irrigate. While they'll have you pay for complicated upgrades to get steady, even water application with their high-voltage electric systems, all T&L Irrigation pivots and linears are propelled safely and smoothly by powerful hydrostatic drive. Continuous movement isn't new. It's the T&L standard. Don't get talked into a reinvented wheel. Pick the proven original. Call your T&L Irrigation dealer today or visit TLIRR.com. T&L, like no other.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear roads, trails, and rivers, you ready for some SUV action? Toyota SUVs can roll their sleeves up for tight turns and twisty trails. Dress up for a night out on the town or head to the great outdoors. Take your family adventure game to a whole new level with the roomy Highlander. Make a serious splash with the rugged, revved-up RAV4. And tow all your toys in the spacious new Sequoia. Don't forget the trail-taming 4Runner and the sleek Venza Hybrid. All Toyota SUVs feature a whole suite of creature comforts to keep you and yours cozy in the cabin. Check out this legendary lineup at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Road Townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red!
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with JTech Solar. JTech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. JTech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
SOS to the rescue. SOS to the rescue.
As the Huskers head to halftime, Frank is off the couch and headed for the fridge. Oh, but he can't make it because he's so hot. The air conditioning is out again. SOS, he screams, and calls SOS Heating and Cooling his favorite Luxair dealer. Trusted since 1950, with Luxair you get a free 10-year labor warranty with a new system. SOS Heating and Cooling.
SOS to the rescue. SOS. SOS.
We're back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center. It's sponsored by Acres. They are the Midwest's premier John Deere dealers, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. Well, about a month ago, Nebraska announced their Hall of Fame class for 2023. We've been making our way through the class and talking to these amazing former Husker athletes. And we're delighted to be joined tonight by another one of those, and that's gymnast Emily Parsons, who was an 11-time All-American for the Cornhuskers. She joins us now. Emily, congratulations. Tell me about how you heard the news and what was your first reaction?
Well, I got a call from Keith Zimmer, and, you know, I'm always a little skeptical when it's a number I don't know. I was like, okay, I'll answer it. It's a Nebraska number, and he just called and said, congratulations. You know, we wanted to tell you you're in the next class of Hall of Fame athletes at Nebraska, and, you know, I was really excited. It's, you know, it's always something that you think about in the back of your mind, but it's not, I mean, I've been removed from the sport for a very long time, so, you know, you don't, it's not on my day-to-day agenda, but so it was a very nice surprise to get that call.
Let's go down memory road a little bit. Let's start with how you ended up here at Nebraska. What was that like?
Yeah, so I was heavily recruited out of high school. You know, it was like as soon as they could talk to you, I had every school talking to me. Every day there was a new coach in the gym, and so it was really overwhelming to choose. But I had 5 visits scheduled to different schools, and I really just enjoyed the atmosphere. I enjoyed the team, the coaches. You know, Dan was the head coach then, and we really hit it off. I really, you know, liked Dan and Adrian and Dana and all the coaches. And so I actually had my best friend at the time had already committed, Desiree Snitinsky. Now she's Severs, but she had already committed to Nebraska. And so I called her up and I was like, I don't know, I'm really torn between Nebraska and OU. I don't know what to do. And her mom was like, just go to Nebraska. You guys can live together. And I was like, okay. So, I mean, that was kind of just a little nudge I needed, but best decision I ever made.
What memories do you have of, first, I'm going to take you out of the gym for a minute. What memories do you have of campus, of life in Lincoln? What was that like for you? You know, that's a big transition period in a person's life is when they take that jump away from home.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was really crazy because I was homeschooled all the way until I went to college. So I literally never sat in a classroom until I was a freshman in college. And so, you know, that was a big transition in itself, just getting used to being in a classroom and doing all the study hall and doing all that stuff. So, I mean, it was a learning curve. But in terms of like the campus and the environment and everything, it's just a homey feel. You know, everything just felt really safe and secure, and I just felt like that was where I needed to be. You know, and I knew from the minute I stepped on campus for my visit that that's where I was going to go to school. Like I just had that feeling that was it.
You must have survived the winters okay. I mean, that's the biggest, toughest probably transition you had, wasn't it?
Well, I'm from Missouri, so I grew up in the Midwest. So the winters were pretty typical for what I was already used to. But now living in Texas for the last 11 years, I don't think I could survive that again. I'm not used to snow or cold weather.
Right. Okay, well, now let's go to the mats. Maple Leaf, that's where you probably spent a ton of time, right? Training, getting ready. Just some remembrances you have of your competitive days here in Nebraska.
I mean, well, going back to Maple Leaf, it doesn't even exist anymore, right? I think they tore it down.
They did?
Because a few visits ago, we all went and we couldn't go in the building, but we took a picture outside in front of the building just to kind of, you know, have some memories. But, I mean, it is very funny and interesting to look back on how we trained and where we trained and what we had. And, I mean, I don't think any of us ever felt like we needed more. We didn't have enough of this or that. And, you know, to now fast forward to now the gym that they have now, it's like incredible what they're given now. And, you know, so it's night and day difference, you know, like the things that we had are, you know, they would laugh at that now. But, I mean, it was a great place to train. It had everything we needed. You know, when you're in there, you're only in there with like 12 other girls. So you don't need a ton of space, but we had plenty of space. I mean, all the equipment you need, everything was safe and fine for us. So, you know, it's really fun to go see the new gym now because we're just like, this is incredible. Like, I can't even put my head around all of that.
They're spoiled, Emily. These current athletes are spoiled, right?
So spoiled. They have no idea. I mean, we had a locker room with like beanbag chairs in there that we thought it was really cool that we had like 2 or 3 beanbag chairs. And, you know, now it's like they have a whole like, you know, locker room with couches and TVs and all this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, that's not what we had, but we were happy with what we had. So it's just different.
We're visiting again here on Sports Nightly with Emily Parsons, a member of the 2023 Husker Hall of Fame class, terrific gymnast, co-Big 12 gymnast in 2007. What were the meets like or the competitions like for you, Emily, when you crossed paths with Oklahoma? Because you said it came down to kind of Oklahoma, Nebraska. Yeah. Did it excite you? Did it make you nervous? What was it like competing against the Sooners?
I mean, it's not really any different because when you train, you don't really train for, okay, this is OU. We need to put this foot forward or that foot forward. And back then, OU wasn't what they are now. So, I mean, it didn't feel weird. It wasn't any different than any other team. And when you train, you know, as a collegiate athlete, it's all about the team and it's all about what you can do for your team. So, you know, when you're out there, it's not about who you're competing against. It's just about what you can do in that moment to help your team excel.
Emily, update everybody on what life is like for you today. What are you doing? Where are you? Just kind of give us a thumbnail of what life for Emily Parsons is like today.
Life is a little different. I have 2 little boys, a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old who run circles around me. I live in Houston, Kingwood area right now. We're actually moving to Dallas in the next few weeks. But I stay home with the kids and do that whole thing. But, you know, it's great. Being a mom is completely different than being an athlete.
Do we have some young gymnasts in the family?
I don't know. I mean, the 6-year-old, because we have a gym business here, he's been able to go into the gym and play and do whatever he wants, whenever he wants. And so for him to take a class, he's kind of like, why? You know, I can go play whenever I want. And so I don't know if gymnastics is in his future. And he's actually kind of tall, and I don't know where that comes from. But the little guy, I feel like he might be the one that does it. But I don't care. As long as they're active and happy and enjoy doing whatever they're doing.
Absolutely. Last thing for you. Will we see you back here for the ceremony in October?
Absolutely. I will be there with my husband, not the kids. That's a little much for them. But, yes, I will be there for sure.
Fantastic. Again, Emily, congratulations. So well-deserved. So many great memories you gave Husker fans during your amazing career here in Lincoln.
Yeah, it was a blast. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Wow. Emily Parsons, what a terrific gymnast she was for the Huskers. Again, the Big 12 Gymnast of the Year back in 2007. She joined us on our Sports Nightly Hotline, brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. They've got 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned. You can always find what you are looking for with Woodhouse. 402-413-2400. Those are the numbers to be a part of the program with a call or a text. We'll open up the phone lines. More Sports Nightly coming up next.
More Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic care first. Studies show that chiropractic is safe, drug-free, and the most effective treatment option for back, neck, and joint pain. It can also help patients of all ages reduce migraines, improve mobility, and maximize athletic performance. Keep the entire family healthy and active with natural, cost-effective chiropractic care. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Want to get all the latest Husker news straight to your phone? Need to be the first of your friends to get the scoop on all things Huskers? Sign up for text alerts from Nebraska Athletics. Text Huskers to 83200 to get game time notifications and updates, breaking news, special ticket offers, and more straight to your phone. All the Husker news is just a quick text away. Just text Huskers to 83200. Standard text messaging rates apply and may vary by carrier.
Hy-Vee makes grocery shopping easy with Hy-Vee Aisles Online. Just order online, schedule a pickup or delivery time, then leave the shopping to us. Download the Hy-Vee app or go to HyVeeAislesOnline.com. It's easy to create and save grocery lists, shop the sales, and get fuel savers. Plus, with Hy-Vee Aisles Online, pickup is free on orders over $24.95, and delivery is free with the Hy-Vee Plus membership. Save time, shop online with Hy-Vee Aisles Online.
Spot less. Introducing the cleanup for tar spot, gray leaf spot, southern rust, and more. Novel next generation Adastrio fungicide broadens your spectrum and strengthens your residual when it comes to foliar disease control in corn. Visit your FMC retailer or adastrio.ag.fmc.com to clean up this season. Follow 2EE for tar spot management in corn. Valid until 1/31/28. Always read and follow all label directions.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Today we have two very special guests on our program introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For new Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So it could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right. Oh, I like it. So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip. Works for me.
New Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
You're in the driver's seat with Woodhouse. Shop, finance, and buy your next vehicle your way. From the comfort of your home or one of our 17 dealerships, we make it easy. And our selection of new and pre-owned vehicles means we've got something for everyone on our lot or on its way. Plus, with every vehicle sale, Woodhouse donates to the Food Bank Backpack Program to fight childhood hunger. Make a difference and purchase your next vehicle your way with Woodhouse.
To Hogemeyer, local means something greater. Raised local, raised right here in Husker Nation. Learn more at therightseed.com. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you. Final segment of tonight, final segment of the week for us. Best of show headed your way tomorrow night. We were talking about NIL. By the way, we had two bubbly people right there, Emily and Darian, both really fun to listen to.
Yeah, I mean, back to back. Just if you need some energy, listen to those two ladies.
Absolutely. So, again, congratulations to Emily, and can't wait to watch Darian play in this upcoming season for the Huskers. We were talking about NIL and whether if you want to know what these athletes are being paid, should there be a database for you to be able to go find all that? Carla said, good evening, Sports Nightlies. I'm not a big fan of the portal or NIL. Having stated that, it is not my business nor anyone else's business what a person earns or makes, whatever happened to a person's right to privacy. Thanks, Carla. Some of that, though, I mean, if you work for the University of Nebraska, your salaries are public knowledge because you're being paid for and funded for the most part by public funds. Although that's not true for this athletic department. It is all self-funded. But I'm kind of with Carla. I really don't want to know, but I bet that more and more of this stuff starts to leak out.
And now there seems to be, every week, again, now going back to the conversation with Jonathan Bateman, it's different every week, right? And trying to follow up with new legislation, and it's been so, again, political. But there's been a Republican and a Democrat, right, that have come together that feel like they might have a good option for the bill. I don't know. We'll see if it comes together. And also, like, the states have kind of dug their heels in a little bit. So I don't know. I don't know if I believe it. And Jonathan said 20%. He thought that was pretty high of getting, like, an overall, like, national legislation in place. Just don't know if people are going to come to terms with agreement. But they let it get out of hand before it needed to. And now we're trying to continue to navigate it day by day.
2 years into this thing. More than 2 weeks into this thing. Time for Cole's Joke of the Week.
Can I remind you that you said Speaking of speaking of a segment we're proud of and not proud, meaning that we're not proud of this segment, but yet people can't wait to hear this joke.
Now, I've missed his last couple. How's he done?
Okay, so the first week this was your idea, by the way. You were the one that made this happen.
It was Cole's idea. I approved it.
And you put it into motion so we had it every week. The first week was not very good. I think Cole will admit that.
Sure.
He responded in a big way and bounced back and had high praise. Then last week was very mixed reviews. So I don't even know where to put his average.
This is only the second time that I've been present for one of your liners here.
Well, let's make history here.
Okay, lay it on us,
Greg. Why do Swedish warships have barcodes?
Swedish
warships. Why do they have barcodes?
I do not know.
So when they come into the dock, they just Scandinavian. Thank you. Have a good weekend, everybody.
Oh, and you're just gonna walk out
they Scandinavian.
Drop the mic and walk out. Okay. How do we feel?
YouTube room, give us some quick grades. That's okay. I think that was okay. That was better than the first one that he rolled out there. It almost didn't come back at all for week 2. But that one was okay. That's okay. I'd give that a 6.
I mean, I'm waiting. The responses are a little behind here. So I'm waiting to see. Ethan said Cole looks tired, must have been thinking about this all week. Are you tired, Cole? A little bit? Cole has been in charge of all of our student interns that you're seeing.
They're wearing them out, right?
And so he's,
Thumbs up from Art in Los Angeles.
Ethan says a 9. Crypto King gives it a 9. Husker in Hanover. That was a good one, Cole. 7. Dry says I'll give it a 9. Hey, I feel like this is more consistently higher ratings than what you got last week.
I think 9's
There's
a high.
A couple that are pretty hard critics that are in the chat.
Ethan says best one yet.
Mighty Mouse gives it a 7. Steven Costello a 4. I feel like he's one of the harsher graders.
He's a tough grader. Yeah, he's a tough grader.
So he gives it a 4. I'm waiting for the text to roll in.
Parker says beautiful. Tim in Minnesota says an 8. Man, Cole, you've rocked it here. You have rocked it.
That is a pretty consistent. That goes back to your first week was down, second week high, third week was mixed. This is more consistently high.
So you're going to wrap up next Thursday's show. I'll be with you from Indianapolis, but you're going to have to wrap it up. So does it survive? I think it survives another week.
You said it was under review. So it's under review. You're saying after tonight, it survives another week.
These 8 and 9s coming into the newsroom here.
Did I say Mighty Mouse said a 7? Crypto King says, Cole, you're going places.
Dennis gives it a 7.
I feel like if it's a 7, that's solid.
That is pretty solid. Cole is everybody's hero right now.
Cool.
Well done. Well done. Best of show tomorrow night. Can you give us a preview?
Yes, quick preview. We're going to have some coaches interviews. Garrett McGuire, program development, Gus Felder, Donovan Raiola, some player interviews, Xavier Betts, Laney Choboy, Nash Hutmaker, and it'll be Evan Cooper as well.
Great. It was a lot of love for the Xavier Betts interview, right? A lot.
Yeah, I had never interviewed him, but apparently he sounded real confident, and a lot of people had a lot of positive things to say about it. I think people are rooting for him. Comeback story, yep.
Sure are.
And I am too.
Yeah. Folks, that's our show, our Sports Sunday Hotline, brought to you by Woodhouse. You can shop any one of their 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com. 18 brands, a huge selection of pre-owned. You can always find what you're looking for with Woodhouse. Thanks to Cole, to Camden, to all of you for listening. Have a great weekend. Back with you on Monday.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Triple B Feed has the products to help your cows thrive. Whether it's weekly delivery of consumption-controlled Lumix liquid materials with protein or Redmond natural mineral salt for livestock or humans, Triple B has you covered. Let Brian and Brad Blauhorn help take some of the stress out of your beef production this year. For more information and other products, visit triplebfeed.com. Triple B Feed, helping you and your cattle.
Get ready again for some Nebraska farm facts. When there's work to be done, Nebraska soybeans are on the job in many of your everyday products. In fact, Nebraska soybeans are hard at work in Goodyear tires, Ford cars and trucks, Skechers shoes, asphalt, fuels, lubricants, name brand paints and stains, and more. Soybeans are an innovative replacement for petroleum, leading to more sustainable products all over the world. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
America, it's time to gear up and get out there in a new Ford vehicle. And it all starts at your local Ford dealer during the Discover Summer Sales Event. Choose from a great selection of trucks and SUVs equipped with the tech and comfort you need to discover your best summer ever. With a large inventory in stock, now is the best time to trade in, trade up, and discover summer with Ford. Get 3.9% financing for 66 months, plus up to $2,750 bonus cash on F-150 and F-150 Lightning. Only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together.